Top stories making headlines this evening. Pastor Mojadigo denies a sexual relationship with complainant in a rape trial. MPs at a PAC session questions the recruitment process of the BDC boss and his salary package. And about 20,000 pills are stolen in a government clinic in Gaborone amid the acute shortages of medical drugs across the country. Good evening and welcome to our 7 p.m. Live. It's a great pleasure to be with you once again. My name is Kinali Tima and thanks for joining us tonight. Disgraced pastor Dikgang Mojadigo has denied ever having a sexual or romantic relationship with the complainant in his ongoing rape trial. The 37-year-old is facing 3 counts of sexual assault allegedly committed between January 1st and May 5th, 2024.
Taking a stand in his defense, Mojadigo rejected allegations that he had sexual intercourse with the complainant and dismissed claims that she was his girlfriend, maintaining that she was merely an usher at his church. Addressing one of the alleged incidents said to have occurred at a lodge in Donga, Francistown, Mojadigo told the court that he could not have been involved in any sexual encounter with the complainant because he was busy conducting individual counseling sessions for more than 30 congregants on the day in question. He also denied allegations that he had sexual intercourse with the complainant at his home in Mora, while another female church member was present. Mojadigo testified that both women had slept in a spare room and denied sharing a bed with them or engaging in sexual activity with the complainant. During cross-examination, State Attorney Seletso Okeditse referred to testimony from 3 prosecution witnesses who claimed they had heard Mojadigo express an intention to marry the complainant. Another witness allegedly testified that Mojadigo had summoned him and warned him to stay away from him. Okeditse further argued that Mojadigo had not challenged those assertions when they were made during the prosecution's case. In response, Mojadigo said he could not recall telling anyone that he intended to marry the complainant. However, he added that if he had made such remarks, they would have been said in jest. Describing himself as a naturally playful person, the case continues on August 20th.
And the appointment and remuneration of the Managing Director at the Botswana Development Corporation came under scrutiny at a Public Accounts Committee session yesterday, with committee member Motlale Mang Mwalusi questioning the recruitment process and salary package. The Dikgang Member of Parliament pressed the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Entrepreneurship, Joel Ramaphosa, on whether the position was publicly advertised to give qualified Botswana an opportunity to apply. Mwalusi wanted Ramaphosa to justify a whipping increase in the salary, noting that the previous boss was earning about 150,000 pula per month, whereas the current one is at 400,000 pula.
Mohamed wa BDC, the MD, Managing Director, Harnele Mohira, Hone ho dula advert mo pampiring aba apply aba interview a shortlist wa interviewer kana o le money hela ko ministry go nya motho kio wa gonna Managing Director.
The board made an assessment because he was appointed at a time when there was no board.
Appointed by who?
And by the minister.
Money ya kraro kana ne ke batla process ya gore any minister ha mo appointa gono ona money yang, what process was done? Was other Botswana given a fair chance to also be part of that office?
I have to get the facts right. Can I call ministry? Let me get those facts right.
Okay. Are you aware there was a forensic audit done at BDC that pointed to some ethical behavior on the MD for his past role on failed projects as a junior officer of BDC? But I already aware of that forensic audit. Then why was he put there?
I personally learned about the forensic audit alien thing at a time when he was already appointed. because it appears as something that was done, I think, long before I even joined the ministry. So I learned about it at a later stage.
So there's nothing that you can do after you learn about this?
I can't be responsibility as minister.
But you advise the minister.
Yes.
That's your role to advise.
Yes.
To say, yeah. Kana go tsana like hirile motho go tshimo. Mo a bantarela mthaka o ntsa o na utsule dipudi ko mahala. Ke sontse re ke tse action. Ga nke ka nna hela ke renya ke se ke mo hirile. There should be something. Okay, a re tswe mo go yone.
Okay.
Do you know that the previous MD salary is 150,000? Yeah, the current ilatsena, his salary is now 400,000. Who approved that increase? Your salary?
Current is how much?
It's 400,000. You can confirm. I don't worry.
I think let me get those facts, and as part of the information, additional information will provide.
Meanwhile, Ramaphosa was also asked to explain the circumstances surrounding the issuance of Bolak's license, with PAC members questioning how the company was allowed to operate in a citizen-reserved business. Committee member Mwaluse raised concerns about the impact of Bolak's on citizen-owned bakeries. Ramaphosa said the ministry is seeking legal advice and could not find records or the relevant file on the issuance of the license. He said there was no information indicating who issued the license.
Ke khaila goreng ke isela ka botlalo tota ke ngwa di khantse re ha ke goroga mo ministry a ke di tlharile mo matafoleng ka ri le ha re isua ke ne ka nne mo parliament ya bua ka kopane file gore ke itse goreng tota hala khanya tse mo le kae me se maswabi ka goreng a kana bua that information e ga mo filing me ba maru ke goreng but should say a valid license issued in the Ministry of Trade. It's a fact. So, what would be the best approach to address the issue? Consultations have been ongoing. We have even sought legal opinion, and as it last week was this week, we were awaiting legal opinion recently. What would be the best remedial approach to this issue? It's a hot potato. I've even received a call from somebody from Masungona Rambucharo. A baker, yes. A complex on a kanyate. So we know but it's something that we are currently handling, and we hope to get a solution very soon. I know it's an issue already. The parliament is a parliament.
Santanari Halitur license at the issue like Malaha issue like minister alone.
The file is empty as we speak. I want information on what really happened, but the license is valid.
And the Health Ministry says it will install CCTV cameras in hospitals, pharmacies and medicine storage facilities across Botswana to curb the theft of medicines following the theft of 20,000 pills at one of the government clinics in Gaborone. In a statement to Parliament yesterday, Assistant Minister of Health Lawrence Wokiridze said the government has identified medicine theft as a major contributor to shortages in public health facilities.
I must repeat, Mr. Speaker, that when we speak about medicines that have been stolen, the quantities are significant. And I will give an example with a clinic in Gaborone where one person could report when caught that they have taken pills. And they would say to you, the person reports they have taken about 10 bottles of pills, which 10 bottles have about 1,000 pills each. And if one person in one clinic can actually take 20,000 individual units of pills, then the question is, how far is the road? So this is why, much as we are working with security services, we are also installing physical methods or means of ensuring that at lunch hour, when everybody else goes, no one remains in the pharmacy to pilfer some of the medicines that we actually need.
Rest also come in this bulletin, the Ahmadiyya Muslims dispel myths that Muslim women are shaped by stereotypes. Today, special coverage by our reporter Kinailu Lepoy, who is in the UK.
It's a short burst birthday, a major birthday. Come fill up your trolley. It's Shonda's. It's
ShopRite's birthday is in a league of its own. With major low prices to fill up your trolley. Celebrate our Major League birthday. Only at ShopRite.
Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Hot like a heater.
Who is it? Wanda? Nessa? Hey! How's somebody just gonna come up in my house? What's wrong with people today? It's disgusting, despicable. You're supposed to rob somebody when they're not at home. I gave them all the signals I was here. Lights on, truck in the driveway. I'm talking to myself out loud. What more do I need to do? Did you see that? Almost clubbed around like a baby seal. What's wrong with me, America? I feel violated. I can't go on like this. I don't want you to see me like this. I got an image to maintain. Cut the camera off.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We now take a look at stories from around the world. For many, perceptions of Muslim women are often shaped by stereotypes. But at the 60th Jalsa Salana UK in Hampshire, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is presenting a different narrative, one that places education, empowerment, and active participation at the heart of a woman's role in the society. The head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Hazrat Mirza Masur Ahmad, has urged women to pursue education, saying it empowers them to become independent. At an exclusive interview with Kinailu, our reporter in London, women attending the convention said education is not simply encouraged within the community, it is viewed as a duty.
The basic take-home of our panel today was to ensure that as women, as we who are nurturing the future generation, to make sure that we are learning ourselves. So we do promote academic education, just like you would say we give awards, but at the same time to also learn about our religion, our faith, our spirituality, so that all the misconceptions about women, and especially Muslim women out there, can be neutralized, so that we can answer those questions, that we are not leaving it to men to answer the questions about women, that women talk for women themselves. And we here in the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, who has an organization, the Lajna Imaila, as a women's organization of the Ahmadiyya community, are always promoted to learn about our faith, learn about contemporary religions, because if you also know about other religions, then you can educate others. So there are things about women, which is a misconception about Muslim women, that we are not very much perhaps educated, that we are sort of subdued by men. It's very not true. But then our colleagues advises we cannot convince the world if we are not having facts about our religion, about our faith. So the first point is to make sure that whatever is within our faith, we are educating and we are learning. And we as Ahmadi Muslims have been doing it, but I think it's always encouraging for us to do more. Because he said at some point in his speech, we don't just have to be like the men, but we want you to surpass the men, to go even further than men. Because if you are raising the future generation, then you have to know even more than men. Because we are women at home, raising children mainly. So although some of us will work, but that's our primary duty.
I think education, I think women and education should go together like as if they were one. I think education and women is so important, because once women know what they need to know, then they can go forward and do all of those things. In my opinion, they are far stronger than they know, and I'm very keen for women to have their full potential. It's really hard in the patriarchal society that we all live in, wherever we come from, that's what we all live in. And the only way to do it is to pass that information from one to another, get that education, and go forward and support one another through. So when we see other women pushing on, we come together and lift that person up. And then when women reach the top, they reach down and pull other women up behind them, don't shut the door behind themselves. All those sorts of things where everybody educates and pushes forward, absolutely vital. And the more we can push that message, the better. That's the only way.
And local agricultural businesses is facing challenges, including a lack of knowledge and resources to support those engaged in farming for both commercial purposes and household food security. One of the indigenous chicken farmers, Obotsang Raborokwe of Mokokole Moroba Company, says one of the ways to address some of these challenges is through rearing indigenous poultry, as the birds are well adapted to the local climate and other conditions. Raborokwe says the Indigenous Poultry Knowledge Summit will address issues related to the poultry market, the care, diseases, breeds, pricing and sales, as well as necessary permits required to trade.
So how does the summit help address these challenges? We will be focusing on getting started and starting right. Getting started breeds and their functions, but not only breeds, but the opportunities. Parent stock, hatchery, are we doing show birds? Are we doing production birds? Are we rearing for meat? Are we rearing for eggs? All of this will be covered at the summit. As well, starting right. Housing is very important. Yes, we all know kumahaying, village chickens, dinamudi and stuff like that. Village chickens are actually really good for this climate. What needs to change is just the management systems. The chicken is okay, it's just the management system so that we are scaling up and producing at volume. Another area or gap that will be addressed is feed. What type of feed in what proportions, for what reason, because these are slow-growing chickens. There are different stages, chicks growing and eventually slaughter, or parent stock. So these fees will be covered at the summit. We'll be covering animal health. We have an animal scientist who will be there to let us know and give us the necessary steps that need to be taken for vaccinations and managing disease outbreaks. That's a major killer in our national flock. Another is addressing the market data. Business Botswana will be there with the research that they do yearly on the poultry production numbers.
And now, after a short commercial break, we'll have a closer look into the world of sports.
Hey, this is Sports Talk with Tulani Tao. You know the show. We interview different people about sports and their life in sports. Not only that, but how sports has transitioned their life from not only better people to better role models.
I was always a runner.
Yes.
When I was growing up, but I was a short distance runner. I was a sprinter.
Okay.
So I mostly specialized in the 100 meters and the 200 meters.
Yeah, that hobbies when they were younger.
Yes, yes.
And he used to do it, like boxing.
Used to box.
So he told me the story of him, like how he really enjoyed the sport.
Okay.
And that's literally what got me into it.
Wow. Like when you do backstroke, people look at you like weird, like what are you doing? You know what I mean?
It's the only stroke on your back, so
yeah.
it definitely is
only stroke on your back.
Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Hot like a heater.
You're now rocking with my man DJ Lil Monka, official DJ for Double HP. What up, fam?
Yeah, man, I'm chilling like a villain. I'm up in here, hip hop Indaba, that's what it is, man. Support.
One of Botswana's probably greatest lyricists to ever come out of this country. We call him Drama Boy, because that boy got lyrics that are dramatic.
Too many niggas for my tamo. I think about it, get bailed toko masamo. I think about it, get hasama timogamo. My heart beat like mudumo amodramo.
B-boy is the original dance for the hip-hop culture. B-boy can be traced as far back as this 1960s.
I've been down. See, that's the problem, you clowns. You look at me and think it's time for comedy rounds. Plans try to settle like wow.
B-Dub, what it is, welcome to another action-packed show of The Foundation, classical flashbacks, right here on YTV.
Arena Sports News tonight. All roads will lead to Johannesburg this coming Friday as the GM's Soccer Fiesta football tournament will be hosting their 5th edition of their annual event scheduled to take place from Friday the 31st of July to the 2nd of August. Speaking at a media brief yesterday, GM Soccer Fiesta Vice Chairman Njabulo Jilika highlighted that their aim of helping the less privileged through the revenue made in the tournament will continue as they aim to make an impact and tough lives through football.
Upcoming is the 5th edition, which I've already said it is going to be happening from the 31st of this month to the 2nd of August. The process of this tournament will go towards supporting the village of Tankani. We have identified a village. There is quite a number of challenges that the village is facing. Amongst those include education, health, and accommodation for civil servants in those villages. we understand the need for these villages to actually have civil servants, to have the learners having good facilities in terms of facilitating their learning, and we would want to make an impact. So after this tournament, we'll go and evaluate and choose one that we feel will make a lasting impression in terms of helping the community in Tanganyika. So this one you will wait. We'll call you once again to come and now launch our intended solution to a challenge that is happening in this village. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the GM soccer tournament, and the invited teams this year are Jwaneng Galaxy Football Club. We have Center Chiefs Football Club. We have Gaborone United Sporting Club. It's Football Club now. Okay. I'm coming from the history. Okay. Then we have African Stars Football Club from Namibia. We have ensured that we keep this tournament as from the beginning, where we had made sure that there is always participation from a club outside the country, and the intention is to keep it that way. We'll keep on inviting different teams. And one would note the period that this is actually staged on. It's pre-season. We are also trying to help our teams to prepare themselves for the upcoming season.
And still at the media briefing, coaches appreciated the tournament organizers for giving them a platform to test their new tactics and combinations, indicating that the GM Soccer Fiesta tournament comes at the right time when the teams are in a pre-season. Let's now have a look. Let's now hear from the coaches on how they see the tournament and its role.
I have to say we are looking forward to the tournament. It's a pre-season tournament. It's an opportunity for all the teams, Muchudi Center Chiefs included, to sharpen the team before the season starts, of which is a top priority for us at the moment, to make sure that in terms of team cohesion, we raise it a little bit in terms of integrating the new players with those that have been around. I think it's a process, and it started, we're on the 4th week now, and I have to say so far so good for us. And like they have said, it's an opportunity for our new players to get game time on the pitch, to give our supporters some action before the league starts, and most importantly, prepare for the new season, get the team cohesion up, make those mistakes, and then rectify them before the real test starts, when the league starts.
As everybody knows, I was part of the tournament last year, and I found it to be extremely beneficial, and I expect no different this year. We, like Centre Chiefs, we're in week 4 of our preparations, and the level of competition that I anticipate is perfect for this state of our pre-season. I also know and appreciate the value of the tournament to the local community in Jwaneng, and I know that the GM himself is really a driver behind the whole project. So I'm excited on behalf of GU to accept the invitation to go there, and we're looking forward to some competitive games, and the opportunity of maybe playing a team from Namibia as well would be quite exciting. So as I say, I was part of it last year, won it last year with the captain up there, and as somebody said to me, I'm going back to defend it.
So glad to be here, glad to be part of this press conference, and as a home team, I welcome everybody on Friday, Saturday and Sunday to having a big fiesta, so that we enjoy the game and for us is a learning process that we are starting, and to see how far we are for being the next month for the CAF competition. So this is for us a step that we need to see how far we are.
The 3 days tournament will kickstart on Friday with the ladies category, which features 4 teams being joined in Galaxy Ladies, Gaborone United Ladies, Double Action Ladies, and the BDF 11 Ladies, with the men's category scheduled for Saturday and consists of joining Galaxy, Gaborone United Muchudi Center Chiefs, and African Stars from Namibia, with the tournament coming to an end on Friday with the category of Sunday Soccer as curtain raises. And that's all the sports update for tonight. Let's now recap the headlines. Pastor Majari denies a sexual relationship with complainant in a rape trial. MPs at a PAC session questions the recruitment process of the BDC boss and his salary package. And about 20,000 pills are stolen in a government clinic in Gaborone amid the acute shortages of medical drugs across the country. And that's all the news we had for you tonight. Thank you once again for watching YTV. You can follow us on our Facebook page or get in touch with us on our WhatsApp line in 74119 209. And from myself, the key and author of announcement, and the rest of the YTV News team, have a blessed night.